Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome back after a short break. Heading into our next scrim for tonight, looking at BLC versus RE.START. We've seen these two teams pretty recently, and excited to see what they will do today. Let's see what happens. Looking at it, looks like we have 4 members on both sides. First map looking to be Factory. BLC starting on defense with RE.START starting on offense. We have a Valor member subbing in for RE.START here, Ice Beast, on the team, along with, looks like Taiga, Heine, and Ekin, all 3 of whom we saw in the last RE.START scrim. Over on BLC, looks like we have a tryout on Kirito. Looks to be an interesting matchup here. Looking for that 5th player from RE.START before they start the map. Just want to say thank you to Stinger, Benito Lax, Kirito, and BLC_Dopiest for following. I really appreciate the support on the channel, and I hope you all enjoy this scrim. Heading into Factory here, a very good pick for both of these teams. Looking at the stats for Season 3 for both these teams, RE.START having Factory 11 times, winning 47% of their rounds on it. Meanwhile, BLC having Factory 7 times, winning 43% of their rounds. Pretty equal percentages here, especially with having some tryouts. Looks like we are waiting on 2 of these RE.START members still, having Ice Beast and Kirito both leave. Sorry, Ice Beast leave, not Kirito. Not quite sure why we had that player rotate out. Maybe RE.START able to pick up some members here. Alrighty. Just waiting on these members. Looks like we have Taiga, Heine, Ekin, and Tatsuya coming in. Now, only rostered members. No tryouts, it seems. We'll see who the 5th is. Looks like they may have subbed Ice Beast out in favor for rostered members. Taking that short break in between, I was looking at some clips from the game earlier, and it really seems like Zero was on their game for that scrim, really trying to play together and get their teamwork up rather than just doing pub plays. It's good to see some new teams trying to really form up well. Looks like Ice Beast will be coming back into this game, just having some headset troubles. But once that happens, looks like we'll be having a full 5v5 heading into Factory. Looks like BLC will be running Gloomy Melanie. I'm guessing with that chorus that he uses to its fullest extent, typically. I'm not sure what Kirito's going to go with. I haven't really seen Kirito around. Maybe it could be some name change, so I'm not just familiar with the player. Or an up-and-comer who's looking to get onto BLC into Season 4. The community as a whole hoping that we get the reveal date for Season 4 soon. That way people can start preparing and know really how soon they need to get these mall plays going. I'm hoping I do see mall come out in scrims leading up to the next season, because teams really do need to start getting into Maul, really breaking down these plays to a granular level in order to get it down, unless most teams are just hoping to ban it. But that, then again, removes their ability to ban other maps that they're bad at, such as maybe some hideouts. I know that Valor has not been having great luck with hideout recently. Looks like we have Ice Beast back on the team here, having indeed a Taurus buy from Gloomy Melanie. Kirito buying a Spectral. Alrighty, and then on the utility side here, obviously beginning of the round, so not everything is bought out, but we do have 2 Incendiaries coming out from Restart, hoping to hold the EMP down. Meanwhile, Paladin getting that Cyclone that he's been using a lot. Gloomy Melanie and Paladin very consistent with their choices on weaponry into these pistol rounds. An Incendiary also on Paladin, meaning he is going to be pretty low on cash. Looks like we have Annihilator actually AFK in this buy phase, only having about 15 seconds left to get his things, but not having to buy attachments, which is good. Getting that Spectral and Incendiary, both teams holding on to 2 Incendiaries along with a Breaching Foam. However, I'm seeing no drone here from Restart, meaning they're going in without much information. Maybe to Gloomy Melanie's advantage here, as Gloomy Melanie is uncontested upstairs now, hearing these 3 drops, hoping people go to that window, but just not getting any. Almost a full push upstairs here from Restart, hoping to maybe hot drop into A point, uncontested. Unfortunately, not going for the drop, but, I mean, who really would go for the drop without any information with droning? Looks like Gloomy Melanie hoping to push up here with none of these Restart players watching the flank. Gloomy Melanie pushing up with the Taurus, trying to slowly get the drop on Heine here. Looking like he will not get the kill off. Heine now running back, trying to get some cover, able to take out Gloomy Melanie on an unfortunate miss there. Taiga barely able to survive on this lake of fire, having to stay on this island in order to not get killed. Peeking in on Trellis, not able to get any hits off here. Double pulled on B, looks like, sorry, on A, looks like everyone is here. An unfortunate Incendiary there, not really blocking anyone off. Taiga up on the counter, Paladin taking out Ice Beast on a great peek on the stairs. Trellis getting some info peeks and unable to see too many people. Taiga on the counter. Another Incendiary going down now, trapping Taiga on the counter. Taiga able to see Trellis, not able to get the kill off. But Trellis is now low. Pistol round, still having Heine with EMP up on the hatch, hoping to come down and plant. Ekin taking out Trellis. Now only the players in connector, along with Paladin, who's hoping to flank around very quietly here. Looking like we have Heine with a Taurus, maybe a rotate here being called from these Restart players. Looks like a B rotate is called. An odd choice here, as they mostly had point. Especially with 25 seconds left. I'm not quite sure what the plan is here. Heine pushing into point alone with EMP. With Kirito able to punish, not even having his gun up. Fortunately, a misplay there from Heine. Losing EMP in the point, looks like Restart is just going to be holding these points down, trying to get any picks they can. Paladin taking the bait here, not able to take out E-Kitten. After E-Kitten takes them out, Tetsuya low enough, he's not even going to peek that. E-Kitten getting taken out by Annihilator here. An unfortunate loss there for Restart, calling an odd rotate, really late rotate there after they mostly had point covered and could go in and plant. I guess just not comfortable not knowing where that other player was for BLC. A great pistol round pickup here for BLC, now able to jumpstart their economy with some SMGs. You know, over on Restart, mostly going for pistols and some utility. Looking at the kills here, it's pretty even over on BLC, with Ekin and Heine leading on Restart. Very well for their team right now. Gloomy Melanie, unfortunately, not picking up a kill just because of the roam cover there from Heine. Looks like we're going for a meta storage push here. along with maybe Taiga pushing into Assembly. Not quite sure thought is here. Looks like we are pushing into storage. Not too much utility here other than 2 trip mines. Almost going to take out Kane, but he manages to bait them out. Players backing up. Gloomy Melanie on the flank again. Not seeing or hearing anyone upstairs, hoping to come down the stairs most likely and get someone down. Tetsuya coming in upstairs, trying to blow the hatch. Gloomy Melanie and Tetsuya pretty close here. Gloomy Melanie hoping to get a peek here on Heine. Heine getting a great info peek off, now knowing where Gloomy is. Trellis taking out Ice Beast on a very early kill on that storage. Gloomy hoping to just get some kills off. Heine, another great info peek there. However, hatch is open above them. Gloomy Melanie is free to just enter if he wants, with none of these players really watching other than Ekin, who's low. Tetsuya, no, none of these players watching the hatch entrance here. I'm not quite sure what the plan is. Melanie takes out Tetsuya with no contest from these restart players. Odd choice there, not watching the hatch. Heine taking out Trellis, with Ekin taking out Paladin. Now holding the points down with Kirito in connector, getting pushed right now by Taiga. Now Gloomy Melanie alone in storage, having to push into his own points here, being taken out by Heine with that Omen. Gloomy Melanie executing a great roam there, but unfortunately his team not able to hold the point down well enough for him to come in and clean up the scraps. Restart claiming a good round off of BLC here, now at 1-1, able to save a good bit of money, leaving an Omen behind here. And looks like they're going for a soft buy, with only Taiga not getting an Omen. Sorry, only Taiga not getting a rifle. However, I don't know if I would go for that this early. It's only 1-1. You're going to lose out on your economy if you push for this and lose. BLC playing their economy pretty smart here, only going for some SMGs and a single Vezin to play off of, rather than all of the players having them in. But the gamble could pay off for Restart here, as long as they get some good picks. 7 Days asks, what the fuck was that? Good question. It was an interesting push there that I think just didn't work out. Already pushing in here, have a standard play from Restart here. Trellis getting a great kill off on Heine on the long peak. Well done by Trellis, celebrating in the locker room. Alrighty, it looks like we still have these players sticking to the meta push, hanging out some utility. Taiga pushing the drone in under the door blocker, maybe deciding to go check locker room, checking out there is a static below the hatch and losing the drone. Already one of these rifles down for Restart on an unfortunate push. Tetsuya going for a long lean there. Paladin stuck behind the back box if this door opens up. Gloomy Melanie peeking with that Taurus, not able to get any initial information out. Throwing an incendiary that gets stuck on the door, but it's actually really good for pushing Ekin out of that corner, having to watch the flank. Gloomy Melanie taking out Taiga after he tries a really ambitious push into the point that just doesn't work out, with Paladin maybe able to claim that Marui for himself if he doesn't get watched too closely. Gloomy Melanie almost getting taken out by that feet peek there. Tetsuya, Ice Beast taking out Annihilator with a Marui. These Restart players in a tough bind on this A wall. Paladin able to just bide his time behind that cabinet. Gloomy Melanie almost getting the hit off. I'm not quite sure how that headshot didn't register. I guess he just barely moved his hands. Hit Ekin, able to get into the cubby before getting killed by Paladin. Paladin now, location now revealed. Unfortunately can't hide behind this cabinet for much longer on a 2v2 here with Restart. Unfortunately down on health. BLC holds the health advantage. Ice Beast is trapped here. Looks like Ice Beast will have to do some careful maneuvering in order to get out. Going for a great info peek. Tetsuya looking to blow cubby and go plant. Maybe. Yep, Tetsuya dying to trips on the cubby. Deciding the round for BLC, with Ice Beast just not able to get the peek off well enough. Restart's economy going to be in shambles here. Yeah, Restart's economy just not doing too well after that gamble with the buys. Not quite sure if that was really worth it. BLC now able to full buy pretty handily here with Gloomy Melanie not doing too well in economy after those 2 rounds in a row of buying Taurus, but not doing too horribly, especially with another win under their belt. They'll be getting some extra income if they win again. On a 2-1 lead, we have Trellis leading for the BLC side at 5-2. Meanwhile, over on Restart, the kills are more spread out with 4 kills on E-Kitten. Looks like we have some defensive gathers going up, including a door blocker into Assembly. Somewhat of an odd choice here, maybe just to hold those Restart players back a little bit. Some great trips on the stairs, which can catch some players off guard if they're not careful. Pretty standard push here from Restart. Maybe we may actually get a rotate like last time. Tetsuya hoping to come in from downstairs and get any flankers. Looks like a drone here with Annihilator holding this assembly very, very intently. The roam being checked here by Taiga on the drone with Heine just verifying just in case someone tries to come up very quickly. Seeing the 2 trips, thankfully, for his team. And information getting denied here, most likely by BLC, able to see only one of the players restart before that drone is going to go down. Checking the downstairs flank. Looks like we have Annihilator realizing there's not really anyone over here in Assembly. Maybe deciding to rotate around. Looks like Trellis getting ready to throw a smoke up into that hatch. Making better of it. Trellis almost scoring some hits on Ice Beast through the wall. Taiga on a devious lean here. Trying to get a peek off on Trellis. Trellis biding his time. Looks like hatch is about to be blown by Heine. An Incendiary coming in, not really affecting Trellis's peak too much, but he is trapped in this corner here. Trellis taking out both Taiga and Ice Beast, just not even watching it, hoping he was rotating around. Heine maybe about to take out both Paladin and Trellis on this window peak, not able to get it off. Getting taken out by Paladin. EP now dropped on the gravel with E-Kitten. Maybe about to get peeked by Paladin if he opens up this bathroom window. Now on a 2v4 here with Paladin pretty low, but does have a stim. Paladin getting taken out here by E-Kitten before E-Kitten gets taken out on the refrag by Trellis. Tetsuya trying to lean into the point, getting here on Trellis, but Trellis deciding against pushing out, not knowing they have EMP most likely. Looks like we have a rotate here. Tetsuya trying to take out Trellis, but getting flanked by Annihilator, unfortunately. Ending off this round here with BLC 3-1 on second to last round here, round 5. Restart's economy just still down in the gutter, going for a force buy here. I don't know if it's the best decision to force buy here. You know the other team is going to be buying quite a bit. So if you can just get one of the kills off, you can claim a weapon for yourself. But right now, you're just handicapping yourself for the switch round. Looks like, indeed, we have BLC full buying other than Gloomy Melanie, whose economy is just not doing great. Down to an Omen, only having bought really Tauruses this entire game so far. Gloomy rotating upstairs, Paladin holding storage as well. Looks like BLC has identified this is a meta storage push because of the sound cues. Rotating upstairs, looking like we may get a full storage push from Restart here. Trellis right in front of the door, getting killed very early. Not quite sure what he was thinking, going straight up to that door. These two, E-Kitten and Heine, almost getting taken out immediately by a grenade, with Paladin punishing Heine before dying to E-Kitten. But that is already a rifle down for Restart. And one more person who just doesn't get a weapon to keep for next round. Looking like we have Gloomy Melanie rotating down the stairs very carefully. Taiga having his gun up and able to take out Gloomy Melanie. If Gloomy had a better gun, he might have just gotten that off. Kirito taking out Tetsuya with a great shot from his Vezin before almost getting taken down into A. BLC Getting pushed out of point. Restart now claiming B for themselves. Annihilator now alone, getting taken out by Ekin. Getting a good few kills off. And taking out Taiga with their excitement, apparently. And able to pull 2 rifles into the next round. Maybe able to almost full buy here. But Taiga and Tatsuya both just can't get a rifle. With that buy just not really paying off. Meanwhile, over on BLC side, going for a full buy here, other than Gloomy Melanie, who's just sticking to the Taurus, maybe haven't given up on the Omen. We have 8 and 3 here from Trellis, doing pretty well for his team, above a 2.1 KD. Then we have Taiga 6 and 4, and then 8 and 4 on Ekin, having a 2.0 KD, doing very well for their team here. Both teams playing a great game, trading rounds back and forth here on on side switch. Seems like we're gonna have Gloomy Melanie holding Tetris, a very standard push here from Restart. Hopefully they check downstairs where Annihilator is waiting on flank with a Vezin that they could pick up and equip their team with. Looks like we have Taiga shooting out below, throwing the drone in, most likely about to drone Annihilator out if he doesn't move quick. Annihilator missing the drone quite a bit. Able to take out the information. Looks like Taiga going to punish. Never mind. Taiga leaving Annihilator B, hoping he's just going to rotate all the way around. A very quick push here onto Hay, knowing there is a player off-site. A great nade on Paladin, taking him out. And also, Paladin dropping his incendiary, blocking his team into the point. Taiga taking out Kirito. Hane taking out Trellis. Suddenly, Restart is in full control of this point. Ekin taking out Gloomy after Gloomy takes out Ice Beast. Annihilator alone on the rotate. Restart playing that very well, pushing straight into point after knowing there's someone off the point on a 5v4 here. Annihilator now having to take a 1v4. Let's see if he can clutch up. Getting one-handed by Taiga with a Taurus. Oh my goodness, a bit of maybe showboating there, just one-handing him rather than using the Vezin on his chest. Looks like BLC now on offense, both teams at 3 rounds. Playing very well. BLC not able to claim that round and hold a 4-2 lead. Paladin running all the way out here. Not quite sure what the thought was there. And we have, looks like a standard push here from BLC heading into A. Unless they're heading into assembly. Annihilator and Trellis both upstairs along with Kirito. Looks like no roamers here from Restart. Except for E-Kitten going upstairs to the hatch. Maybe an off meta here from BLC. I'm not seeing too many players on the meta angles. With Gloomy, the only one on roof. Bit of a late start here for BLC. Not really onto any peaks. Heading in 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe all of the players upstairs trying to punish E-Kitten on the roam. E-Kitten running for their life. Makes sense. Looks like we have a quick, maybe a quick war room drop here from BLC. E-Kitten hoping to roam around and flank. BLC not punishing the roam. Hane maybe rotating to assist E-Kitten here. Taiga taking out Kirito after he drops. BLC very low. Looks like Hane stuck outside war room here in assembly. Gloomy taking out Ice Beast with a great incendiary. Hane maybe about to get Peter. Paladin dropping. Maybe letting them know where they are. Gloomy Melanie and Trellis and Paladin all downstairs watching the EMP from down hatch. Restart at a disadvantage here. Advantage on numbers and health. Sorry, advantage on health only. Looks like we have a nade drop here. Hane getting naded by his own teammate. And then Hane taking out Gloomy, Paladin, and Trellis all with his Taurus. Against all odds, Restart able to get the kills off here. E-Kitten understandably excited, maybe shooting the bodies. Looks like Restart up 1 round after round switch, claiming pistol round, jumpstarting their economy quite a bit. Gloomy Melanie going straight back to their bread and butter on the Taurus. No drones so far. Seeing an incendiary and a smoke come out. Utility-wise, over on Restart, I'm seeing some defensive gadgets here, not too many offensive. Just some messing around here from the Restart players. Having a little bit of fun here. Looks like a meta storage push here from BLC, or maybe actually an A push if they decide to. Paladin at the back with EMP looking to maybe cover the front door if they open it up. Looks like we may have a very early kill on storage here. Someone can get in and get the kills off. Annihilator getting blocked off for 15 seconds because of that incendiary. Looks like this window is maybe going to open up with Tatsuya and Ice Beast both right next to it. Taiga as well, really trying to guard this window. Paladin and Kirito rotating through, not realizing there are 3 players holding this window. Taiga almost able to get the kill off, but just not able to see them just in time. Tatsuya probably thinking about hopping out here. Understandably so. Hatch about to be blown into A. Trellis taking out Ice Beast. Hatch and A blown, but E-Kitten taking out Gloomy Paladin and Kirito on a fantastic flank. I wish I had seen that better. Trellis now alone upstairs with E-Kitten. E-Kitten holding EMP down. Trellis pushing through. E-Kitten maybe about to get a 4K. E-Kitten gets a 4K for their team on a great flank. Shooting the bodies, understandably excited here. Looks like E-Kitten 14-4. Very well. Taiga at 11-5. Restart now up 2 rounds against BLC. Very well done Restart rounds here on defense. BLC on the back foot with economy, having bought out quite a few rifles, I feel, and SMGs, you know, not doing too well when it comes to weaponry. Lumi Melanie rotating off of the Taurus, heading to the Omen, trying to get some more, you know, consistent kills here, maybe. Meanwhile, a full buy from Restart, depending on the result of this round, could be a blunder. If they don't get this round off, they're not going to have much cash to work with other than E-Kitten. Looks like we have an off-meta B push here, maybe, from BLC, trying to try something different. 2 on Tetris, Paladin on Gen window, along with Trellis and Kirito. We have a drone here from Trellis. Drone from Trellis, maybe getting taken out immediately in this Gen. He's getting taken out immediately, knowing there's one here. Paladin trying to punish, not able to get it off. Drone coming through, checking for utility, only having one of these Restart members go through, knowing there are trips is really important for his team. Paladin taking out Taiga. Ice Beast taking out Gloomy in return. EMP now stuck on an incendiary. Paladin also taking out Kane. 2 Uricon kills here, but then getting taken off by Ika and Tatsuya taking out Kirito. Trellis and Annihilator alone in this Gen, having to 2v2 with EMP stuck in the doorway. Ekin holding connector with Trellis trying to push through. Both connectors getting held down. Trellis trying to rotate around, but BLC has to recover this EMP. Trellis not checking their corner well enough, but Ekin able to take them out, unfortunately leading with their gun. Annihilator not really having his gun up, trying to one-hand Ekin, getting taken down with Restart. Now it's 6-3. Ekin, again, shooting bodies. Very excited about the result of these rounds. Understandably so, now leading 6-3 against BLC. Restart, their economy still in shambles here, unfortunately, because Taiga and Tatsuya both died, not able to buy guns for themselves. BLC also not having a lot of cash to work with. They're force buying here, but they can't even force buy with rifles. Most of them, you know, we have a force buy from Gloomy Paladin and looks like Kirito, but other than that, we just have an Aril and a Viper from Trellis. not much to work with here for BLC, especially in the utility-wise. Restart able to use a lot of their utility. Looks like Taiga had their gun stolen by Heine and then Tatsuya. Taiga deciding to just maybe push straight out. Ice Beast and right by this window. I'm surprised BLC hasn't started maybe just throwing a grenade in there, hoping to get some kills off. Looks like Paladin may think about doing that. Looks like we have a full storage push here. Taiga getting taken out, but Ice Beast taking out Gloomy with some trips. Taiga taking out Kirito with a great grenade. Heine maybe getting the favorable return, not getting killed. Then Incendiary blocking off this door. Suddenly, a very sudden 2v4 here. 1v4 for Annihilator. Iken getting another great kill off. Annihilator holding the cloak down Tatsuya, ready for him to peek around. Restart claiming this map for themselves, a 7-3 lead over BLC. Doing very well for themselves here. Looking at the stats, we had Iken almost dropping a 20 bomb, almost a 5.0 KD, with Taiga at 12-7, very respectable. Trellis at 10-8, also very good. Trellis trending pretty high on kills in these past few scrims. Unfortunately, BLC just not able to claim this map for themselves. We didn't see too much utility there from BLC as they were pretty strapped for cash. Meanwhile, Restart typically being up on economy, able to use those incendiaries to block off the pushes. We saw that in that last round with Annihilator unable to push in and help his team because of the incendiary blocking off that storage door. BLC trying to prevent them from entering the building is a great idea. Restart blocking off the building is a great idea. And BLC just not having the utility to retaliate, unfortunately, maybe what lost them that round. Looks like we have our next map already chosen. Restart maybe going on defense here. We have one of the Restart members actually dropping. Looks like Tatsura dropping here. We'll see who replaces them. Meanwhile, actually, we may have a server change here with one member from each team dropping. Looking at the final stats, E-Kitten doing really, really well with Taiga and Trellis trailing pretty close behind. E-Kitten on those roams, doing very well for themselves. Tatsuya looking like he is returning here onto Restart. And we have maybe another BLC member coming in exchange for one of their other members. Kirito, the tryout, still here. He did not bottom frag, doing pretty well for himself. Annihilator just unable to get some of those clutches we've been seeing these past few scrims. Having a better performance next map, maybe. Still waiting on that map vote from these teams. Getting some baskets here from the teams. Looks like we have Dopiest going back on to BLC's roster. We had, looks like one player, Paladin, is still in. Trellis actually switched out for Dopiest, maybe. Looks like maybe we just had one of these players drop. And another one just drop as well. BLC here dropping like flies. Looks like Dopiest rotating out again. And coming back in. Not quite sure what was going on there. Waiting for the map vote here. I am going to guess we're going to see... I'm going to guess we're going to see Arctic. We saw Ship on my guess last time, but I'm going to hope it doesn't happen twice in a row. And I think Arctic would be a good pick for these two teams. BLC maybe having a little bit of trouble on Arctic these past few days. Might be looking to improve their record on it in these scrims. Looks like we have map vote being cast. We'll see what happens with the pick. So far, I've very much enjoyed this scrim changing. In the first half, these teams were trading rounds back and forth. Restart just not able to gain the upper hand, but after they switched onto defense, Restart just kind of ran away with it. Alrighty, looks like I'm completely wrong again. We have Skyscraper coming in. Now, I do have my personal grievances with Skyscraper. It is the only 2-floor map, which I feel is, I grasp the irony of a Skyscraper being the map with the least amount of floors, but Skyscraper is an interesting one to pick for a scrim like this, especially with the stats for these two teams. Looking at Restart here, Restart played Skyscraper 9 times, winning 47% of their rounds. Meanwhile, BLC played it 7 times, winning 59% of their rounds. I'm guessing this was a BLC pick rather than a Skyscraper pick. Sorry, rather than a Restart pick. Sorry for misspeaking there. BLC starting on offense. Gloomy Melanie getting away from the Taurus and actually going with a Spectral, maybe because of these longer hallways on Skyscraper. Lower floor point here, bathroom push. Ice Beast holding down this bathroom, trying to deny droning here. Rotating through on top of the static, hoping to punish any players who try to enter in quickly, not knowing there are 3 players on these bathroom windows which are very quickly going to trap him outside. Ice Beast just inside here waiting for these BLC players to make a move on the window. Not quite sure where these players are. Looks like we have Dopiest and Gloomy upstairs. Ice Beast now knowing he's getting pushed in on. Biding his time here. Getting pinched. Peeking out, getting some hits off against Kirito, almost killing him, not quite getting the kill off, but Kirito is very low with no stim. Not too much he can do here so far. Courtyard drop here from Dopiest, not getting any hits taken off of him. Able to grab some intel for his team, taking out Ice Beast on a great peek there. Fantastic shots there from Dopiest, very precision. Nene taking out Paladin, getting taken out by Dopiest on the flank. Tetsuya also getting taken out by Dopiest. Suddenly, BLC full control of A, with Taiga having to push in rather than trying to block them out. BLC able to hold the point very well with Taiga stuck outside because of that incendiary, along with E-Kitten trying to push through. BLC using these incendiaries very well. EMP only lasts for about 55 seconds on the plant, and this wastes an entire 15 of that plant time. I think it's that Restart has less and less time to do anything, really. E-Kitten getting the kill off on Annihilator. Taiga not checking his corners, dying to Gloomy Melanie. And E-Kitten also dying to Gloomy Melanie, pushing in too soon, not able to get any comms from their teammate. BLC claiming pistol round on Skyscraper. Alrighty. Looks like we have an Omen buy here from Kirito, but pistols mostly from the rest of BLC. Meanwhile, over on Restart, just pistols along with an Omen buy from Ice Beast, somewhat mirroring the other team, actually. With defensive gadgets here, we don't have any door blockers. We do have a static blocking off this main hallway pretty far out, making it so that the players have to lean in to destroy that static. As for where the push is going, it looks like we're gonna have a meta push here onto B, with Gloomy Melanie, Dopiest, and Kirito all pushing down the stairs. Annihilator maybe looking to rotate in through bathroom, hoping someone will climb out the window. Paladin pushing up to windows with Taiga right here, trying to punish anyone who tries to peek in, along with Tatsuya. Hidden relatively well from the windows. Getting droned out here. Very quiet in here. Looks like radio is getting droned out by Gloomy Melanie. Just to make sure there are no roamers that they can all push in. Not checking the right side of the stairs here. Maybe just gambling that no one is going to be on those windows. Paladin hoping to push in. No upstairs roamers here from Restart. Maybe a smart idea. They would have been droned out immediately and probably pushed with the 3 players right on it. Paladin opening up this window with his Jesper, most likely. Trying to attract Taiga's attention. Tatsuya not far behind. Maybe a hatch drop here onto B. Hatch is going to be blown from Annihilator. Looks like we are going to have a grenade throw into B. If these players could drop in, there's going to be no one to defend B. I'll have to reclaim. BLC getting a bit of a late start on their push here. Only a minute left on the clock. Tatsuya now identified, not knowing that Taiga is on the right. Gloomy Melanie and Kirito still upstairs. Taiga pushing around, able to get the kill off on Annihilator. Dopius getting taken out by Ice Beast on a great peek there, with Kirito having to push down alone. Paladin and Gloomy both on the hatch, hoping they can just drop straight in. With Heine guarding the connector. Bit of a rough pusher for BLC, especially with Ice Beast taking out Kirito. Now we just have these 2 BLC players trying to hold the hatch. Heine getting taken out by Gloomy Melanie. Now we have BLC again holding the point, trying to block Restart from getting in. Paladin able to get the plant off on the connector. Restart pushing into their own points, getting double killed here by Paladin, but Ekin able to get the double refrag, taking some time to shoot the body, and celebrating a bit here when they're down a round. Now bringing it to 1-1. Looking at the stats here, more celebrating here from Ekin. BLC maybe hoping that they waste too much time. Already, Ekitten at 3-1, getting, I believe, a 3K in that last round. Dopius also at 3-1 with Gloomy Melanie matching him. Paladin at 2-2, along with Ice Beast. Pretty even stats across the board here. Bit of a late start for BLC on that last round, just unfortunately handicapping them a little bit on what they could do. And then getting picked off one at a time by Ice Beast, punishing the roams there. Doing very well restart-wise, especially with the sub-in from Ice Beast. Not much BLC could do there except for group up. I feel like they just spread out a little too much on these pushes rather than just committing like they did on pistol round. If they were on pistol rounds, if they did what they did on pistol round, trying to push in and just hold a point down, they may have held it if they had just dropped that hatch. But with that incendiary buff, dropping hatches is more risky than ever, I would say. Because if the other team realizes you're going to drop the hatch, they could throw one incendiary down and kill your entire team with time to spare. Looking like a B rotate is going to be called from BLC. Paladin looking to bait these restart players over to try to fake a B push, with Ekitten holding it dutifully here. Taiga and Heine both on this side. Meanwhile, Ice Beast has his back turned to this window, almost getting taken out by timing. Kirito getting taken out by Ice Beast with the EMP now dropping to the floor. Ice Beast able to calm out this push. Maybe these BLC players regretting their decision a little bit, trying to rotate back to their team. Dopiest rotating down the stairs. Ice Beast checking his flank very carefully here. Looks like we have Taiga and Ice Beast both holding this down. BLC having to reevaluate their push, unfortunately, with Tatsuya over here with Ice Beast. Looking like we have BLC calling a rotate back to the meta push, now having failed on the off meta. Trying to push very quickly down with, looks like Heine calming it out. Ekin almost getting the kill off here on Annihilator, just not able to get it off. Ekin almost getting killed by an incendiary, just barely escaping. Barely escaping on that without having a stim. Trying to rotate out and get some last minute kills, but Gloomy able to punish the roam. Looks like Dopey is taking out Tatsuya on the other side. Restart about to be spread pretty thin by the split push here. But BLC not having a ton of time to get this push off. Especially with the health disadvantage here. BLC has the player advantage, but health disadvantage by quite a bit. And Ice Beast punishing the static shooting here. Now squarely in the advantage. With only 20 seconds left, BLC will have to do something drastic to get this off, especially with Heine taking out Gloomy Melanie, Annihilator taking out Heine, Paladin taking out Ice Beast. Now only one member of Restart left to kill, but only 15 seconds to do it. Annihilator's going to have to try to push in and plant with Taiga trying to cover it in the hallway. Annihilator heading to plant really open here with Paladin able to get the kill off. BLC swinging this back in their direction. Welcome to the chat, Cohen. Good to see you. Glad to have you in the chat. A great round there from BLC. It wasn't looking too good until they got Ice Beast down in that hallway and Heine down as well, allowing them to get the advantage on the hall. And very well played from BLC there, playing together rather than trying to push through the hallway door, just pushing through on that lobby, trying to cover each other's backs, and Paladin getting a great play space around the box there to take out the last alive. Restart maybe having to reevaluate their buys here a little bit, hoping that they were going to be up, but now down on economy as BLC looks to be going for a soft buy here, having 3 high-level rifles, an Arill, and an Omen. Arill being seen a lot more since that buff, and I think it's well-deserved. Alrighty, looking like we have upstairs points here with Dopius droning in for his team, Paladin with EMP, split push here on both sides. Looking like these teams are going to be hoping to push Radio. Paladin trying to bait out Radio here, then running just straight back to the other side. A B push being called. The drone not getting taken out. Ice Beast trying to deny information, not able to get it off. BLC, if they're calling a B rotate here, you know, they're pretty loud about their rotate, really just informing Restart what they're doing. Looks like 3 players in B have been called by Dopius. But BLC is committed to it. Looks to be not really any utility here in Red Room or in servers with E-Kitten holding this corner. Dopius trying to push down the stairs. Not getting peeked off by anyone. BLC again, somewhat late on the push here. Taiga taking out Paladin. E-Kitten taking out Kirito on the push with Red Room and server hallway. Getting covered by an incendiary. Gloomy punishing the rotate out to loot. Looking to rotate into the point with Ice Beast holding the door. Melanie trying to rotate through with E-Kitten. Also there. Gloomy gets caught while roaming, able to take out E-Kitten with an incendiary and almost Ice Beast. Annihilator now trapped in servers. Trying to loot as well, able to because of that incendiary. Ice Beast 100% hearing that loot. Ice Beast having dropped his gun into that incendiary, actually. Heine now very low on health. And Tatsuya getting the kill off on Annihilator in that hallway. We start setting their economy up pretty well for the next round. Now able to hold down 3 rifles, along with E-Kitten's $5,000 able to get by them yet another rifle. This is second to last round, so we'll see if BLC can get this round off for their team. Looking like another soft buy is called here. Gloomy Melanie almost would be better off buying only a pistol He's not going to be able to afford a rifle on the next round if he does buy too high up. Along with Dopiest at 125 after the Vezin. If he doesn't survive this round, BLC is not going to really have anything for the last round. I'm not sure if a full buy here is going to be the play. Force buy, maybe not the play here. Downstairs, B and A points. Looking like maybe a hatch drop. We have some cheeky trips going down here. Not sure if it's going to get anyone. I am hoping for restart that it does get someone. I'd like to see it. Looking like we have E-Kitten maybe about to get droned out if Chloe Melanie checks this back hallway. Looking at the droning for BLC here, I haven't seen too much of their droning, so let's follow this drone. Checking the corners, checking the right side, not really seeing anyone immediately, so just continuing down the stairs, not really getting any flank check. And getting taken out immediately. Kind of a misuse of a drone there from BLC. Not checking the flank, not really checking for too much utility. I guess knowing the immediate push is clear, so they're able to at least get into the building. But E-Kitten is free to just be on the roam. And probably hearing these players rotate down. Probably hoping someone was going to go into the radio there. Alrighty, it looks like BLC is going to be calling a B push here. Actually, an A hatch drop, maybe. Not too many players in A right now. Not too much utility either. With a door blocker outside of the A push. Ice Beast actually rotating off. If BLC had a drone, they could really drone out A and know that there's no one here. But unfortunately, they lost it on that hallway. E-Kitten now rotating around. Not fast. They don't really need to move fast, however. BLC only having a minute left. Not having any gunfire action here other than shooting the drone out. Heine probably about to have an encounter here with Dopiest. Some interesting door blocker placement here from Restart that allows them to rotate in and out of roams. Utilizing those statics as well. Only 45 seconds left here for BLC. Looking like they're going to be going for a hatch here. With, unfortunately, 3 players on A. Unlucky placing here for BLC. Maybe hoping that it was just going to be empty. Gloomy Melanie looking to take down in with a good smoke there. Annihilator killing Tatsuya through the smoke and the wall. Getting a great check there. Only 20 seconds left. Calling a B rotate. An incendiary blocking the hatch off. Not quite sure what the play is going to be here. Dopey is rotating straight into A point. Looking like they've committed to a B push. An unfortunate incendiary placement there is going to really not catch any of these restart players. BLC playing that well. Using 2 incendiaries there. Unfortunately, not too much to do about that. Heine looking to push through, probably about to get caught off guard by Paladin blowing this wall. Dopius getting a great kill off on Heine in the hallway. Ice Beast looking to push through Connector. Gloomy Melanie and Annihilator upstairs. Great grenade there, but getting colladed by Paladin, it looks like. Taiga's trips actually taking Annihilator out. Well done. Why, Taiga? I'm surprised none of these BLC members saw that. BLC now up around because of that point full push, which is what I was saying before, you know, being able to push together, very important on maps like Skyscraper, where you have to open your own entrances up to the point, really. Using the normal ones, typically not the best idea. We have a full buy coming out from BLC. Their economy paying off, luckily, with the rifles they were able to buy. Restart hurting for some utility here, not having much in the way of credits. Looks like we don't even really have defensive gadgets coming here from Restart, which makes sense. They're not going to sacrifice anything. Or, you know, they're not going to sacrifice anything, really, for the weaponry. Actually, no offensive gadgets, sorry. They do have defensive down, like these statics. Looks like we have a standard, maybe a standard push here from BLC. BLC, you know, definitely waiting a while on these roams rather than pushing in very quickly. Maybe using that timing to their advantage. Dopiest rotating through, getting some information here, getting denied by, I believe, Ice Beast in that hallway. Taiga taking no chances on the downstairs roam, not realizing all of these BLC members on the other side of the building. Alrighty, looks like we have Annihilator finally entering the building here. Very, I feel like, polar opposite scrims from before. BLC not playing as fast as those two teams we just watched, trying to play time very well. Dopiest getting Ice Beast on a very early kill here. Dopiest almost blind firing Gloomy Melanie. That would have been a very unfortunate TK. A great incendiary there, forcing Ekin out of their peak. Paladin taking out Heine, Dopiest taking out Ekin as Ekin takes out Gloomy Melanie. Suddenly, BLC has this point. Tatsuya and Taiga both not even on the point. Tatsuya rotating around the hallway, almost getting naded, but not quite. Kirito able to get the kill off. Now Taiga alone rotating through connector here. Dopiest preempting it, trying to blind fire. Maybe knowing Taiga was in that point. Dopiest just pushing straight on. Maybe a bit of a blunder there as he takes out Paladin and Dopiest. Kirito up on the table, nearly able to take out Taiga. Now knowing he's still pushing through that connector rather than trying to rotate. Taiga able to get a 3K here, maybe a 4K Annihilator. Biding his time to let himself heal. Annihilator. Taiga getting a 4K. Let's see if he can get that defuse off. I believe he may have time. That was very well done there by Taiga. A great 4K. Well done by Taiga, able to carry his team up to 3-3 here, with BLC now on defense. Well done to these two teams. Now looking at the loadouts here, we have Heine on the Taurus. Meanwhile, Gloomy Melanie also coming back to the Taurus. An old friend, it seems like, just going back to it whenever times are tough. Looking at the scores here, we have Taiga going up to 7-5 because of that 4K. Meanwhile, E-Kitten at 6-5. Paladin, Gloomy, and Dopiest all holding 7 kills for BLC. It's like Taiga full pushing onto this point here. Dopiest on the flank, maybe able to take out 3 of these players. Unfortunately, not able to get the kill up on Taiga after splitting, on Tatsuya after splitting his attention here. Gloomy taking out both Taiga and Tatsuya before he gets taken out by Heine with another Taurus. Suddenly, Restart has the point. This has been a trend so far, with both teams claiming the point, now forcing defense to come in on them. Ice Beast almost going to kill up on Paladin, unfortunately not. But BLC now on the clock. Maybe having some deja vu here from their own rounds. Getting some info peeks in. Looks like Annihilator trying to push through on the barrier here. Ice Beast almost getting taken down by Kirito, it looks like. Unfortunately, Heine taking out Kirito on that push. Annihilator taking out Ice Beast and E-Kitten. No members left on Restart, but unfortunately just not enough time for BLC to defuse. Well done there by Restart, getting a very quick push in, claiming the point for themselves, and not allowing BLC to push into their own point. Well done. We've been seeing this as a trend between these two teams where they will just claim the point for themselves rather than letting the other side get in. Restart using it just as well as BLC. Looking like BLC going up pretty good here. Now 9-5 on Gloomy rather than 7, and Paladin holding 8. Taiga still holding those 7 kills, doing very well for his team. Looks like Restart maybe going for a meta push off B stairs. Depends on, I mean, with Skyscraper, there are really two meta pushes. You go with either radio or this B stairs push, though I feel like the vent should really be a no-go for most of the teams. Maybe as they're able to stand, you know, some teams are liking it more and more. Kane pushing straight in, trying to get a quick kill off, but unfortunately being blocked by the door blocker. Ice Beast foaming the wall. Gloomy Melody now stuck in a corner, about to get grenaded. Oh my goodness, Kane and Gloomy Melody not able to get a hit off on each other, with Tatsuya having to intervene. Dopius taking out E-Kitten, along with Nihilator getting a kill as well. Now we have a 3v3 with BLC holding the health advantage. Dopius stuck in a corner, Tatsuya not able to get the kill off. And Incendiary killing off Taiga, with Nihilator getting a great line fire off to kill Tatsuya, along with Ice Beast killing Paladin, and Nihilator getting taken out by Taiga, with Restart claiming their 5th round on Skyscraper, having a pretty quick turnaround from their losses on the last one. Very well done by Restart to quickly take the points, maybe having identified that BLC has a weakness on Skyscraper to quick pushes. Let's see, looking at the push here, somewhat spread out from Restart, and going for SMGs all around the board for BLC, with only one Vezin buy from Dopiest on the back foot because of the economy here. Meanwhile, Restart going for a soft buy, only Taiga holding an Omen, looking to just hold their weapon from last round rather than buy in and go down in case they lose the round. Probably a great idea here, just as insurance, seeing as they aren't at 6. Nihilator holding upstairs, looking to deny a hatch push here, or maybe get an early kill off if he can. Nihilator out probably to shoot this window out. Taiga pushing straight in onto a static, deciding not to shoot it out. Nihilator hoping someone goes in, just not able to see anyone. Restart going for some quick pushes here. Gloomy able to take out Heine, with Kirito able to take out Taiga. Ice Beast finally able to take out Gloomy with that Marui. Tatsuya taking out Dopiest with a grenade that doesn't take anyone out, unfortunately. But E-Kitten tries to push in and fails. Tatsuya now uncontested in A. Ice Beast taking out Kirito, with Ice Beast also taking out Paladin. Those same trips not able to take someone out this time. Only one of them was shot out. EMP, fortunately by the window, but Nihilator blocked off with a great defensive incendiary from Restart. Again, Restart claiming the point from defense, now making Nihilator push in on them rather than the other way around. I almost would have left the door blocker there. Gloomy, like I said, Ice Beast not taking out both of those trips, just a blunder there. Tatsuya not even having his gun up, getting taken out by Nihilator. Not sure where the EMP is. Still having more than enough time to get this defuse off. I can't believe Ice Beast did not shoot out both of those trips. That very much swung the round in BLC's favor. Bit of a blunder there from Restart. Not quite sure what happened. Maybe just a bit of a miscommunication. Thank you, Eggs, for following. Alrighty. Let's see. I bet Restart kind of kicking themselves after that loss. They clearly had that round if they just kept their players. Unfortunately, just not able to get it. As we cross the 1 hour mark here, still on second map, these two teams really fighting it out, trying to get up. Looks like Restart going for a soft save here, kicking themselves after that loss. BLC able to full buy other than Gloomy Melody going into a Taurus. Looks like a meta push here from Restart. BLC not really being on the points at all. Very late start here for BLC. Dopius not even on his flank watch here. Finally getting into the points, but not too slow. An incendiary going into the girders here. Hane killing Dopiest. Looks like E-Kitten just punching straight into the point, taking out Paladin and Kirito, with Gloomy taking out E-Kitten. A very quick push, Gloomy Melody getting taken out by a great grenade from Taiga, not even noticing it was there. Restart very quickly, just owning this point with Annihilator alone outside. BLC having a bit of a misplay there, not really being set up in the points until the game had already started. Annihilator stuck outside with that Marui, at least up on weaponry here. Taiga checking that corner, not seeing anyone. Annihilator getting seen here, taking out Hane, getting taken out by Taiga. Ice Beast probably taunting his teammate a little bit here. Alrighty, Restart now guaranteeing themselves overtime. BLC having to get 3 rounds in a row to win. A daunting task, but definitely not unheard of. Restart going straight into maybe a full buy here, other than E-Kitten just going with a Taurus. And we have BLC having to SMG save here, not really having much cash at all to work with on this defense. Annihilator going to an Uricon. I'm somewhat surprised to not see an Uricon coming out from Gloomy Melanie, maybe just not having the capital for it. Dopiest, the only rifle on the entire team. Very interesting economy here from both teams, but Restart definitely ahead in economy. And if they can get this round off, they'll be able to have, I believe, 2 under their belt. Already a quick server push here with Gloomy trying to block it off from inside the point. Unfortunately, just not getting anything off, not trying to drop. Gloomy hearing that drop, calling out to his team with Paladin now rotating over. Ice Beast seemingly just doing the same play they did before since it works. Gloomy in the same exact spot. Paladin now rotating in right in front of the wall. Not quite sure why he was just standing in front of it. Ice Beast killing off Paladin. Suddenly, a 2v3 here, with Gloomy able to get a good few kills off for his team to even up the numbers. Very well done here from Gloomy to guarantee some kills. Looking like an unfortunate static there, but it does block off the door. Taiga getting the plant off very early, not even a minute 40 in. And unfortunately, Annihilator taking out Ice Beast. Ice Beast, unfortunately, just checking the wrong corners. Kirito trying to live loot and not getting it off. Taiga now alone with Annihilator. Annihilator holding an Uricon. Taiga sticking very close to the EMP for Annihilator, having a shotgun. Not quite sure why he's staying so close to it. Taiga and Annihilator switching sides here. I still don't know, why is Taiga not playing the long angle here? But he does get the kill off on Annihilator. Luckily, Annihilator does not get a shot off. Luckily for Taiga here. Restart claiming Skyscraper for themselves. Looking at the final stats, we had 13 kills from both Gloomy and Taiga. Ice Beast not far behind with 12. Holding a 1.5, I believe. And Taiga almost holding a 2.0. Very well done from both teams. Kills pretty evenly spread out here on Restart, as well as BLC, with 9 kills being held by 3 of those BLC members. Well done, both sides here. Map 3 is definitely going to be very interesting. Looking like we will be having a map 3, I believe. I'm going to take this opportunity to take a quick bathroom break. I will be right back. And I am back just in time for the buy phase on Arctic. I was almost right on my map pick, but just a round off, I believe. Looks like we have Ice Beast holding EMP. BLC starting on defense for Arctic. If they're able to claim a good few rounds off, they could finish out well on offense. Looks like we have an off, maybe an off meta push here. Looks like a meta push from Restart. Yep, a meta push from Restart, not being guarded too closely by BLC. BLC, again, just sticking to these points rather than holding outside. Holding an off meta rather than a meta push. If Restart can push in quick enough with this drone, they actually don't have a drone. They're just going to push straight in, it looks like. Looks like 2 Tauruses here from Restart. Dopiest and Gloomy finally checking this back angle here. Dopiest almost getting taken out immediately. Hane rotating in, hip firing, one-handing a Taurus here, able to take out Dopiest. Looks like Ice Beast blowing the wall very quickly, trying to catch these BLC players off guard. A great incendiary, almost taking out Taiga. He's at 1 health, unfortunately. Gloomy able to take him out very well. Ekin fighting off Gloomy and taking him out with the Taurus as well, with some body shots there. Kirito taking some damage to a offensive incendiary. Looks like Ice Beast trying to plant, getting caught in an incendiary, he gets put below half health with 1 incendiary there, now blocking off for 15 seconds. Great play there. Annihilator just to drop it at his feet rather than trying to fiddle with bouncing it around. Very risky with the wall open, however. Looks like Ekin pushing in rather than trying to plant. Ice Beast taking out Kirito, Ekin taking out Annihilator and Paladin to end off this pistol round here. Well done. Restart claiming pistol round for themselves with only 1 player dead. Looking like BLC, Gloomy Melanie sticking to the Taurus, sticking to that old friend. We have Restart, Hane also on the Taurus, Ekin also on the Taurus, Tsuya also on the Taurus, looking like we may have a Taurus is coming out here. Maybe Tatsuya switching off of the Taurus, not really having anything, actually. Not quite sure what he's thinking about here. He doesn't have a weapon. Hopefully he realizes. Okay, he does. He buys an Omen rather than the Taurus. Annihilator, inside point. Looking like BLC, again, blocking the off meta and not really moving around too much. Not quite sure what the plan is here. If they know Restart's going to go for the meta pushes, they're not really set up on the points. We'll see if Restart picks up on this and starts just going for meta. Already, Hane pushing straight through, not having foam, maybe hoping he did. Looks like we have Ice Beast pushing up. Actually, Ice Beast staying back. The one with the foam. Dopiest not getting hit by this grenade, but getting locked into this room with an incendiary. Hane and Dopiest maybe about to have an encounter here if Dopiest can push through fast enough. Dopiest getting the kill off. Paladin getting the kill off on Taiga. And Ice Beast getting the kill off on Dopiest with Ekin killing Paladin and Kirito. Killing everyone in the point while I'm watching the 1v1 there. And then Ekin also getting another kill off, unfortunately on a teammate rather than an enemy. So those are one and the same when it comes to the Breachers community sometimes. Alrighty, heading into round 3. BLC unfortunately down 2 rounds. Trying to do a partial, like a soft buy here, an eco buy with 4 SMGs and then 1 rifle to play off of. Meanwhile, over on Restart, we do have 4 rifles coming out, and then Ekin sticking to the Taurus, playing pretty well on it so far. Ekin leading on a 5-0 KD here. Tatsuya having not died here, having not even gotten any damage off. Tatsuya at 0. Flat for everything. Pretty impressive considering the scrim. Let's see if he will get some good damage off here. Looking like we have an off meta here. BLC choosing to guard the meta this time. Just unfortunately on the wrong round. Paladin rotating around. They do have some gadgets here to block off Restart's progress. Tatsuya taking out Dopiest on the back hallway. Annihilator trying to claim the refrag. Tatsuya hoping to punish any roamer here. Having his gun up, taking out Annihilator, learning from his mistakes. Paladin in the shower. Tatsuya, for some reason, turning around to get out of the point rather than just pushing straight through. And Restart claims this round for themselves, I'm pretty sure before 2 minutes had even elapsed. Well done by them. Very, very quick round on the off-meta push. BLC not quite sure what to think. I feel for BLC, it might be time to have, you know, one person spread out a little bit. Even if they have to spread out their defense just a bit, just knowing where Restart's going to come in is going to be of really high importance for them. BLC holding 4 rifles, having to force buy to not go down 4 rounds. Meanwhile, we Restart comfortably able to full buy here, other than Tatsuya and Ice Beast to go dip down below that 2,000 mark. Ice Beast seemingly raffling off a teammate's Vezin. Looks like we have a meta push here from Restart, hoping that BLC will be watching the off meta. Annihilator on this back hallway, hoping to punish, and he pushes in. BLC maybe should play points a little bit more here. Tatsuya trying to push in, punish Annihilator. 2 of that utility coming out from Restart in order to try to take out some of these players. Taiga taking out Annihilator, but Paladin returning the favor. Dopey is trying to rotate out as soon as this Incendiary goes away. Ekin taking out Cream Girl. Tatsuya being taken out by Dopius. Dopius also taking out Ice Beast. Paladin taking out Heine. Suddenly, Ekin on a 1v3 here. Unfortunately, not able to get it off with E-Kitten getting taken out by Dopiest. Dopiest not even shooting the body here. Maybe because they're down 3 rounds. Able to claim a round back here from Restart's clutches, but Restart able to just full buy in return, other than Tatsuya. Oh, and there's a player drop here from Restart. Unfortunately, losing Taiga, I believe. Maybe swinging the scales over in BLC's favor. BLC going for another soft buy here with Cream Girl rotating in for one of these players. I'm not quite sure when. It looks like Gloomy had to leave. Cream Girl rotated in for him. Very quick player switch there. Well done from BLC, not being down a player for too long. Unlike Restart, who's still down a player, with Taiga coming back in just in time to sell their Uricon and buy another rifle for their team. Restart, if they don't get this round off, not set up very well. Cream Girl outside of the point just before the meta push here. Restart historically having pushed in pretty fast, almost getting a kill off. Taiga, Ice Beast, and Heine all pushed in with no drone here. These trips may be able to take out Ice Beast or Heine. Heine able to shoot them out. Maybe Taiga seeing them. Taiga very low, able to get a kill off on Paladin, pushing without fear for his health. Kirito dying to a Incendiary and a frag, having no hope of surviving that. Dopius using a stim to hopefully survive that Incendiary. Most of the utility gone from Restart, but they have done their job here. Annihilator holding on to an Incendiary. Unfortunately, Heine getting a kill off on Tatsuya because Tatsuya ran straight in front of him on the peak rather than trying to call it out. Ice Beast maybe trying to fake a plant here so that an Incendiary gets used. I'm surprised they didn't just stay on that plant. They weren't really getting pushed and no Incendiary was coming out. Annihilator trying to smuggle this Incendiary later in the round, it looks like. Getting taken out Dopiest and taken out by Annihilator. Now only Heine, who unfortunately, I'm not quite sure what Restart didn't commit to that plant. Would have been a great idea for them to do so with that Incendiary not coming out. Alrighty. Annihilator actually at health disadvantage because of the stim here from Restart. Annihilator backing up towards Red Room. Hane having to check every little corner here. Annihilator biding his time, knowing he can just wait out the plant. Not quite sure what Hane is thinking here. He's gonna have to do something. Annihilator playing this smart so far, just not peeking out. Hane now putting his gun down. Yeah, it's just a bit of a misplay there from Restart. I'm not sure what the plan there was. Just having his gun down inside the point where Annihilator could be mostly anywhere. And then, you know, not getting the plant off. Ice Beast had perfect opportunity to get the plant off and just seemingly chose not to. Restart now losing another round, potentially going 3-3 into the switch. BLC able to full buy now, swinging the economy back into their favor. Meanwhile, Restart having to partial buy here, other than Ikutin sticking with the Taurus. Not going for a rifle buy to help their team, but maybe not needing to. With Ikutin going on a 4.0 KD, maybe they just feel they don't need it. Looks like we will have maybe a meta gym push here from Restart. BLC just kind of getting unlucky this whole time and holding the wrong points, but able to get over to B and hold it finally. Looks like we almost had Ice Beast losing the EMP the same way it was lost last night. Taiga pushing through here. Tim getting Roxy. Taiga trying to get some blind fires off, but not getting any hits. Wasting a lot of his ammunition here. Looks like we have Dopiest on Green Hallway. Not getting grenaded. Trying to push through. Not able to get any hits off Ikutin. Going for a very quick entry frag here. Tatsuya opening up the door blocker. Cream Girl not able to recreate that push from last night. Dying on the doorway to Ikutin with the Taurus. Kirito killing off Taiga. Paladin killing off Ikutin, and neither killing off Ice Beast with an incendiary. Suddenly, Hane and Tatsuya on a 2v4, not even having as much health as one of these BLC players. And not having a stim either, just a really unfortunate disadvantage here for Restart, trying to claim this round. Looks like BLC may get this off, but Restart could also have just as much of a chance of getting off, especially if Dopius pushes out without his gun up. Hane maybe calling a rotate onto A here. Only a minute left for these Restart members, but we know that's a lot of time, seeing as BLC started a lot of their pushes last map at a minute. Looking like they were able to claim a stim, get some health, still at health disadvantage, but definitely not as much as before. Hane going for a quick rotate here, checking all of their corners, not having a foam to quickly enter it looks like. Tatsuya pushing straight into the point here, not having EMP to plant, unfortunately. Standing right in the middle of the point there, not quite sure what he was going for. Hane able to take out Kirito, knowing where Annihilator is, but just not able to get the kill off. Actually, now able to get the kill off on a 1v1 here. Hane swinging the scales back in their favor. Oh no! Going for the peek and turning around before realizing there is someone there. BLC now evening it up to 3-3. Restart very close to getting it off. Just not able to claim it. Especially on a 2v4 at such low health. Kind of heartbreaking for Restart there. Could have really set them up pretty well. The switch now at a 3-3 with Restart now on defense. Restart rotating onto defense here. Looks like Gloomy Melanie not here, sorry. Cream Girl with a Spectral, BLC losing their Taurus. Meanwhile, over on Restart, we actually have 2 Tauruses coming out. Ice Beast with the Cyclone. We actually have, surprisingly, more non-Spectral guns than Spectrals this round. Quickly want to thank these 7 viewers for watching and lurking. Great to see you all here. And the, the humble beginnings. Looks like we will have a meta push here from BLC, going back to their bread and butter with Kirito, looking to push up the stairs. Dopius droning his team in, trying to check for any traps. Looking for any trips, not seeing any trips really. Seeing their droning style here, it looks like they're just trying to check every corner they can on the roam, not really checking the stairs. They will be checking this back room here, not able to go through the vent because it is closed, but able to at least clear that room initially. Dopius dropping the drone before it actually goes down. Tetsuya not healed enough to really push out pretty aggressively, but we've seen some pretty good pushes here. Paladin with EMP and an Incendiary trying to kill Tetsuya, able to kill Tetsuya almost. Tetsuya able to somehow get away from those 2 Incendiaries. Taiga killing off Paladin. Tetsuya surprisingly still alive. I'm not quite sure how that worked out. Cream Girl trying to punish the peek here from Heine, not able to get it off. BLC suddenly at a 4v5, but actually with the health advantage. Ekin and Taiga double peeking here. Kirito just doesn't have their gun up. Cream Girl holding the long hallway here with Taiga getting taken down. Dopius rotating around, getting the flank on Ice Beast, but Ekin taking out Cream Girl in return. Still holding the health advantage. Suddenly, this is looking pretty good. Unfortunately, Annihilator still doesn't check the flank. If Dopius can take out E-Kitten here, he'll set himself up pretty well, especially with EMP right at his fingertips. Dopius, E-Kitten, undaunted, trying to push straight through. Dopius having 40 seconds here. Tetsuya having done a long roam, finally coming back to all of his teammates being dead. Dopius going for the plant here. Tetsuya having no utility to cancel it out. Dopius not knowing where Tetsuya is coming from. Maybe his downfall. He now knows, but Tetsuya is able to get the kill off. Well done by Restart here. Able to claim pistol round on Arctic for this 3rd map. Starting themselves off very well. Heading right out of round switch. Sorry, of switch round. Alrighty, looking at the economy, Restart has set themselves up pretty well. E-Kitten, having bought that Taurus first round, is down a good amount of money. However, the rest of their team looking pretty good. Meanwhile, over on BLC, going for a SMG save here. Not much else they can do with the amount of money they have. Spawning on the off-meta push side. Looks like they may just stick with that rather than rotating around. Probably a smart move, since Restart is all over B. However, they aren't really hearing any sound cues. You would think one of them would rotate over to A just to check. Maybe a bit of a misplay here. Ice Beast putting some cheeky trip mines down. Maybe a bit close to the wall there. Could be heard from the doorway. None of these Restart players on A side, I'm not quite sure what they're thinking here. Finally, Taiga rotating into A, kind of repeating BLC's mistake on the last map of not really rotating in until the game started. Taiga and Ice Beast finally over here. BLC not able to capitalize on the empty point long enough. A very early Incendiary coming out from Taiga. Not even 2-minute mark yet, and they've already put down an Incendiary. Maybe BLC were just baiting some utility here as they now push straight into B, with Heine the only one holding the point. Definitely hearing these sound cues. one-handing this Taurus, able to take out Kirito and Cream Girl, with Dopius taking him out, able to calm his team in, but now they have to reclaim the point. On a 2v4, not unheard of, with Dopius taking out Ika and not even taking any damage. Paladin pretty low here, still having to plant. Taking out Taiga. Tatsuro coming out with that Urakan. Dopius trying to crouch in with the cloak here, having a minute and 20 seconds. Tatsuya pushing out of the smoke and getting the Knut kill off on Dopius. Restart 5-3. Putting a very dominant lead up here for them. Tatsuya trying to run away from the TK. Probably a good idea to hold down his money. Looking at the stats here, Ekin holding a little over, I believe, a 2.1 KD, with Dopius at 10-7. Doing pretty well for his team. Taiga and Tatsuya both holding 7 kills for the team, along with Paladin. Both teams putting on a great showing here. And a great scrim all around. Looking like we may have an off-meta being called here from BLC. Again, Restart all of their members on the other point. Not quite sure. I mean, you're not hearing any sound cues. You're not hearing any snow on the roof. You're not hearing any rappels. Not hearing anything below. I still just don't know why we're not hearing sound cues on the other point. We're not rotating around until the game starts. Now we're hearing Dopius and Cream Girl rotate, but, you know, there's just nothing beforehand. Bit of an odd choice here. Looking like BLC wanting to go straight to B. You know, Restart's gut feeling maybe paying off. Cream Girl trying to bait out some shots with a breaching foam. E-Kitten waiting in the smoke patiently. Dopius on the window. E-Kitten not taking the bait, with Paladin shooting out the window. Having a great grenade almost take out some of these players. Dopius now in the room. Ice Beast getting a great kill on Paladin outside that window. We have Ekin getting taken down by the triple hatch drop, as well as Dopius taking out Ice Beast. Heine on Green Hallway trying to hold it down solo while his teammates rotate around. Dopius trying to punish any kitchen roamers, getting taken out by Taiga on a great roam cover. Looking like Heine taking Cream Girl out with Kirito punishing. Like we just have Kirito alone on the point with Taiga and Tatsuya coming around. Taiga coming through Green Hallway. Restart 1 round away from winning. Again, BLC having to win 4 rounds in a row. BLC, unfortunately, losing another round here after switch. E-Kitten at a solid 2.0 KD, with Dopius holding an 11-8. E-Kitten doing very well throughout this entire scrim. Great pickup here for Restart. Looking like E-Kitten holding onto a Taurus, maybe showboating a little bit here, holding a Taurus through a lot of these rounds. Same with Gloomy when he was here. Looks like we have Cream Girl alone over on B side, trying to bait these Restart players to cover the meta push, but unfortunately none of them close enough to even hear to give callouts to their team. Meanwhile, on the other side, looks like we may have an A hatch drop from BLC. Could be a good play here, but there's a lot riding on this. Annihilator, Paladin, and Kirito all pushing in. Meanwhile, Dopius maybe going in downstairs, or droning his team in. Full A drop here, not checking corners. Taiga taking out Paladin. Heine in the middle of the table here. You know, a bit unsportsmanlike, I would say, but he's there. Looks like we have E-Kitten taking out Cream Girl. Tatsuya rotating through, trying to see if there's anyone in the back. I feel like Heine being in here just a little bit rude. The other team. Dopius now having to 1v4 on this hallway with an RCP getting killed by Ice Beast on a roam lean there. Restart claiming, I believe, their third map of the night. Alrighty, E-Kitten holding, I believe, about a 2.1 KD. Taiga at 10 and 8. Tatsuya at 9 and 5. Heine at 7 and 7. And Ice Beast at 6 and 6. Even or above over on Restart. Over on BLC, we do have a 12 and 9 from Dopiest. Playing very well for his team. Unfortunately, dropping a player in this last round. Very well played on both sides. I feel like Restart had some great team play going on, especially with covering the roams, especially with having a sub in here. But it was a sub from a top-level team, an established team, so maybe that did factor into it. Kirito from the tryout, I believe, on BLC did very well for his team, I would say, holding up against Restart and a Valor member. I feel like, you know, he's did pretty well. Overall, I think the two teams played this well. Restart just barely able to get this out over BLC. Especially score-wise here. Almost 4,000 more than the other side. Looks like we have just some members dropping here. Actually, side switching. We may have more game being played here. Potentially? I'm not quite sure, but I'm going to assume not. And I just want to say, these two teams played very well. BLC, unfortunately, just dropping the ball a little bit on some of these pushes. Same with Restart, but I just feel like both teams playing very well, especially with down a member. It was a great scrim to watch on both sides, and I hope that all of you enjoyed it just as much as I did. This has been Plague Doctor watching the Restart versus BLC scrim. I hope you all enjoyed. Real quick, I just want to talk about the utility here. Actually, it looks like these players might be doing maybe a 2v3, 2v2. Not quite sure. I'll stay for now just to see what happens. But I do want to say, just with the utility being used on both sides, I feel like Restart just kind of beat out BLC on utility-wise, able to, especially with the trips that were just completely missed by Restart. Other than that, I feel like Restart just had some great utility being used, especially with using incendiaries to block off the plants. I'm not quite sure what we're doing going into this, but it looks to be a 3v2 with mixed members. I'll watch a round of this, but I think after that, I'll probably have to take my leave. With bots as well. Looking like we have just a full Taurus push here from BLC. I'm going to call them BLC because they're on offense here. Full Taurus push here from Restart, really. And a off meta, not going for the barrage. Blocking off the push here with an incendiary. Taiga taking out E-Kitten very early on, as well as bot Sarah. Getting a great numbers advantage here with Ice Beast taking out Tatsuya. Taiga able to take out Ice Beast with Heine taking out Taiga on the refrag. Tatsuya able to bot take over here. Heine one-arming it, just not able to get the kill off with E-Kitten now alone. Taking over a bot with a Taurus. Tatsuya pushing out, getting killed by the bot, but then able to get taken out by Taiga. Regardless, having watched this one round, I hope you all have a great night. This great scrim to watch. Well done to both of the teams. I hope you all have enjoyed this as much as I did. I have enjoyed having you all here to watch. I hope you all have a great rest of your night. Have a great night, folks.